question is, what was your first role and how did it shape or lead to where you are now?
So my first job out of uni was at a bespoke design studio. And I came out of uni, I totally thought I was going to be a type designer. I was like, yep, cool. That's going to so be me. I was obsessed with typography. I would build my own fonts. I would, I had a blog, like a blog spot, just talking about, if anyone remembers a blog spot, talking about my love of typefaces. So I came out of uni like going, yeah, cool, that's totally what I'm going to do. And I got a job at this really funky agency, design studio in Collingwood. And I got to do a lot of beautiful traditional graphic design that I truly, truly love. But we started to get a lot of clients who were wanting like web design. And I was like, oh, this is not part of my, this is like not the plan, but I'll suppose I'll get into that. Mm-hmm. And that became like a massive part of my responsibility within that studio, is like sort of building this sort of early modular web design. And with web design at that time, you were truly limited from a type perspective because you could only have a handful of fonts that would be able to work. So I had to sort of put that aside and focus on other things as part of my design practice. But I fell in love with web design, and then that pivoted me into being a digital designer, which then moved me into sort of digital art direction, and then art direction and creative direction as a whole. But I suppose from my career journey, I think has been very one note compared to a couple of my peers. And I always sort of joke that it's because I was only ever good at one thing. So I just kind of like kept going with what I was good at. But I think what I would change that to now, if I was retelling that story, is like, I think I was just truly passionate about art and design and creativity expressed through the visual image. And I was lucky enough to find that early in my career. And the way that my job has shifted and the way that my responsibilities have shifted is through my role changing. So having more responsibilities, being a little bit more overseeing, maybe less on the tools, but then also how technology is changing and the temperature and the shape of the industry too.
Excellent. That's really good. And I think also, like what you said around, I'm going to butcher the words, but it was around expressing creativity through the visual image, I think. And like that's, I think some people are worried of like getting forced into, like you could have just gone, oh, typography, or, you know, where you end up like just getting forced into a skill set or a discipline, rather than perhaps going, look, there's lots of ways for me to find this outcome of stuff that I'm passionate about. And it still gives you actually quite a little bit of flexibility. So yeah, and I think, you know, for people out there who think that whatever they do next is a thing that they're going to be doing for the rest of their life, that is not going to happen.
There's probably jobs that don't exist.
Life's a lot
true in the future. So yeah.